Looking at the matchup, we have Specs Dragapult, maybe. Another interesting idea is that, Dragapult does not always run Choice Spec. Sometimes they run Expert Belt with moves like Thunderbolt and Flamethrower, so if you expect Choice Specs, you can get surprised. So that's one thing to note, but Choice Specs is definitely the main moveset on Dragapult. You have Tornadus, which is really good at spreading knockoff, but because there's a static Zapdos, it has to be careful. Urshifu Rapid is kind of walled by Tapu Fini. Slowking Galar is good to kind of switch into Heatran if it has Earthquake, but if it doesn't have Earthquake, it can struggle versus Heatran. So I'm thinking maybe it's going to be about overloading Tapu Fini. Maybe if you get Heatran to damage Fini, you get Dragapult to damage Fini, then maybe Urshifu can break through. But even then, that's not really clean. Torn can spread knockoff, but it's mainly going to be knocking off Zapdos here. It's also going to be kind of tricky to switch into Slowking Galar. You can play around it offensively with Weavile and Lando, but Future Sight could be annoying. Okay, Tapu Fini lead into Lando. Now Tapu Fini can run a lot of different movesets. It can run Choice Scarf, it can run a Whirlpool Nature's Madness. What do we see? Surf, okay. This could be Choice Scarf Tapu Fini. That would make a lot of sense, right? Choice Scarf Tapu Fini, maybe Swords Dance Kartana. Now, probably Slowking will either go for probably Future Sight, right? Slowking can go for a Future Sight, and if you can create Urshifu with support from Future Sight, you're looking really good if you can do it, right? Yeah, Hayburn with Weavile is also really threatening. It would have to get past Heatran and Urshifu, but if it does, you have 4 Pokemon weak to Weavile. And Weavile is really good at getting damage on Urshifu and Heatran just by knocking off, then attacking again and again. This game could be really tough for Theo if he can't manage Weavile. He'll have to deny entry to Weavile as much as he can. Yeah, that Weavile is definitely really scary. Straight to Lando. Scald. 41. No burn. Even though it's Misty Terrain, because Lando is not grounded, it could have gotten burnt by Scald. So no burn is kind of important. Lando onto Lando. Stealth Rock goes up. Now this Lando can also be Stealth Rock or it can be Defog. We don't know which one right now. So maybe Lando will Stealth Rock, maybe it'll Defog, maybe it'll knock off here. We don't know. Okay, Toxic into Defog. That Toxic could become important later on because it's residual damage that you really appreciate. Especially when the Defogger is Toxic, that makes setting up Stealth Rock really easy. So I think we're probably going to see another Stealth Rock or maybe a switch to Tapu Fini even. They trade Toxic. It looks like probably Stealth Rock is going to be here to stay, maybe? An important note is that the Defog Lando has less speed than the Stealth Rock Lando, so it will always be able to Defog, right? Thank you for the Tier 1 Jamboss 212. How are you doing today? We see the U-turn. We're probably going to see a Defog here. I don't think there's any reason not to Defog. Yeah, we do see the Defog. Kartana is threatening now. What is Kartana going to do? Is it going to Leaf Blade, knock off? What is it going to do? Knock off into Torn, which had eject button, which is interesting to me. What are you eject buttoning for, right? You don't really immediately have like a powerful attacker. Maybe Bandit or Shifu, but... So probably Kartana is going to switch out and Tornadus is going to U-turn. Zapdos U-turn. Toxic. Okay, that's really good. He predicted Zapdos and used Toxic on the Steel type knowing that Kartana would switch out. Zapdos being Toxic is kind of a big deal. Maybe it could be Hex Dragapult. Maybe. We don't really know. But Eruption Heatran isn't incredibly common, but it's an idea that's like it can be Eruption, but it's not a really common idea. Zapdos does run Volt Switch Hurricane usually. So maybe we're going to see U-turn from Lando here. It would take maybe 30% from Hurricane, then you can U-turn into maybe Dragapult even, right? Yeah, but definitely getting a Toxic on Zapdos is huge for Tornadus. Now definitely, I think we're very likely going to see a U-turn from Lando here. Kartana. The U-turn probably back into Torn, right? Yeah, now Torn can U-turn again. The problem is you maybe don't want to U-turn into static Zapdos, so maybe we could see a switch into Lando here, right? Zapdos, knockoff, removing heavy duty boots, right? The static does come into play, which is annoying. Zapdos will probably roost here, going to Heatran on the roost. So the Heatran is going to try and get Stealth Rock up here. Heatran definitely wants to get Stealth Rock up. Zapdos can't do much damage. And because Heavy Duty Boots is knocked off, that is incredibly huge for Stealth Rock, because now Zapdos will take 25% every time it switches in, and toxic damage, and it's really going to be tough to deal with Stealth Rock for Zapdos right now. So probably a Volt Switch and a Stealth Rock coming in. No reason not to Stealth Rock if you are Theo right now. Critical hit? Critical hit probably to Tapu Fini? Or even Lando. Yeah, I could see Lando coming in right now. Yeah, I could see Lando coming in right now. Either Lando or Fini. Into Fini, Stealth Rock will go up. Ooh, Magma Storm dodge, no Stealth Rock, which I found interesting. I thought you would have definitely wanted Stealth Rock for Zapdos later in the game. This looks like Choice Scarf Fini, so we might see a trick predicting Slowking. Goes to Torn. That was a good mid-ground play, because he went Lando predicting Slowking, and he went Torn because it covered both options. It covered Fini and it covered Lando. Yeah, really good mid-ground play to cover both options right there. Stealth Rock goes up. Torn will probably U-turn right now. I think Toxic, knockoff, U-turn Hurricane, right? Tapu Fini, U-turn, probably to Slowking, yeah. Now, I think Sludge Bomb is coming in right now. No reason not to Sludge Bomb, right? I guess you could Scald too. Scald is also a good idea. Yeah. The main thing you're looking at right now is probably, oh, Weavile, immediately, okay? Scald, no Scald Burn because of Misty Terrain, and now Weavile can go to work. It can knock off maybe Heatran, it can knock off maybe Urshifu. Stealth Rock is definitely going to help out as well. And this is what you want. You want Weavile, which is good versus 4 Pokemon. You want Weavile to enter the game as much as it can. Knocking off the Urshifu, Protective Pads, okay. Urshifu will definitely U-turn. In fact, I'm not sure Urshifu even U-turns, right? Because it's probably too scared of static Zapdos, right? I think we're gonna look at a Lando switch in right now. U-turn static. He gets the static too. That's really big. One of the strongest attackers is paralyzed now. That's huge. Yeah, whenever you play static, you have to be really careful about, you know, do you really want to U-turn for 16% when you risk static, right? That's really big. Now, maybe Lando will try to defog here. Is it even worth defogging? You're taking so much damage from Toxic. Is it even worth defogging right now? Defog. Okay. Now Lando probably tries to dodge Hurricane. I don't think there's any point in keeping Lando alive. Lando will just U-turn here. Yeah, it's looking tough because, you know, long-term, Weavile is going to be really good to dominate, right? U-turn coming in? Yeah, U-turn. Slowking Galar will come in now. Heatran comes in now. Why Heatran? Probably to get Stealth Rock up? Or maybe it's trying to bait in a water type move and then go to Slowking. That could be an idea too. Yeah, that was the idea. They wanted to bait in a water type move to bring in Slowking. Now it's kind of interesting. Do you Scald? I think you probably Scald, right? Yeah, you Scald into Heatran. That's a lot of damage. That must be offensive Heatran, so it could be Eruption, right? That looks like offensive Heatran. Typically Heatran would take maybe around 30%, and it would have leftovers too, right? So this could be like Charcoal or Choice Specs even. Charcoal, Choice Specs, Choice Scarf even. We don't know a lot about the Heatran right now. Just that it might be offensive. Yeah, no lefties, yeah. Yeah, what is the plan now? If you're Fio, you Scald again, right? Do you really care too much about Heatran? You can probably Scald again. Scald again into Heatran, get more damage. You still have long-term issues with Weavile though. Okay, Magma Storm doing 29. Scald doing 48. Now, Heatran often runs Protect. Oh, doesn't even need Protect. Earth Power knocks it out. Now you're having a tough time with Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini with Choice Scarf can do a lot of damage to Lando. I mean, not even Lando doesn't matter, but Heatran. Okay, Shadow Ball. Could be Choice Specs, could be Expert Belt, we don't know right now. And I don't think you'll see Weavile right now, right? Because if you go Weavile, you risk fainting to a Flamethrower, right? You do go Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini does outspeed Dragapult. There's nothing to switch into Moonblast besides maybe Heatran, right? Fini is not confirmed Scarf, but it looks like it because no leftovers, and typically Surf is an offensive move. You would rather run... Oh, like you would rather see Scald Draining Kiss, for example, right? It could be Calm Mind, even. But right now, to me, it looks like Choice Scarf. It is not confirmed. Yeah, Torn pivots. Yeah, Torn actually does pivot, you're right. So Tornadus can switch into it at any attack, and because Fini is relatively weak, it won't faint, and then you can pivot accordingly, right? So because they used Moonblast, now you know Heatran can switch in. I mean, of course, assuming it's Choice Scarf, but I think it's very likely to be Choice Scarf. Now we're probably going to see a switch to Heatran. Heatran can do well if you can somehow get enough damage on Lando. Okay, Moonblast. Ooh, big. He wanted to U-turn there. But that's a big para. Now he goes Heatran. Now Lando predicts Heatran, and he gets it. That was really big. Now Lando will get Stealth Rock up again, and you cannot deny the Stealth Rock. You can't deny Stealth Rock here. Dragapult is going to try and pick up a KO with Shadow Ball here, but... So the main problem for Hayburner is I don't think it's Choice Scarf Kartana, right? Because I don't get the feeling that he's double Scarf Fini and Kartana, right? I think we're going to see Lando get sacrificed right now. Yeah, Lando will get sacrificed into a Moonblast. Yeah. Heatran will come in now. Now, you kind of struggle to switch into Heatran, right? The Scarf Fini, not doing great right now. So I think you might have to sacrifice Zapdos, maybe? Or even Weavile could be sacrificed right now. I don't get the feeling it's double Scarf. It could be double Scarf, but I don't get the feeling. And another thing to consider is Magma Storm can be dodged. Okay, Zapdos into Magma Storm. That faints, okay. Now Feeny will come back in to use Surf Kartana, okay. Kartana... Kartana is probably going to knock off here, right? It doesn't have to use a fighting type move, because even damage on Heatran is good for Feeny, because then Moonblast can KO later. So we're going to see a knockoff from Kartana. Fio is France, Hayburner is Canada. I think he might go to Urshifu right now. No, but that's not a good idea, because then you might become too weak to Weavile, right? Like, Kartana is going to knock off. You're going to sacrifice Torn here, yeah. Torn gets sacrificed. I don't believe it's Choice Scarf, is it? I think you have to go to Dragapult and bet on it not being Choice Scarf, right? I believe with Stealth Rock it should one-hit KO Dragapult. It does like around 90, I believe. Right? So basically, do you think it's Choice Scarf? If you think it's not, you go to Dragapult, right? But if you think it is Choice Scarf, you probably go to Urshifu. But either way, you don't know. If it's not Choice Scarf and you go to Urshifu, you die to Leaf Blade. But it's interesting, right? The endgame is interesting here. And he's taking a lot of time to think because even he's trying to figure it out right now. Does he believe the Kartana is Choice Scarfed or not? It can KO after rocks, right? If it's not Choice Scarf, Protective Pads is a really common item. Protective Pads, Swords Dance Kartana is common to beat Rocky Helmet Pokemon, Iron Barbs too, yeah. Yeah, he's taking a lot of time because he's doing the same like analysis that we're doing right now. He's trying to figure out what item is the Choice Scarf, what item is the Kartana, and can he find a way to win. But I feel like Canada has the advantage here because Tapu Fini with Choice Scarf can do a lot of damage to a lot of Pokemon. I don't believe it's banned because the knockoff on Torn in the early game was kind of weak. So I think it's either Choice Scarf or it is Protective Pads right now. I feel like if I'm Theo, I'm definitely going Dragapult. I don't believe it is Choice Scarf here. If I'm Theo, I definitely gamble that it is not Choice Scarf. I just did not get the feeling that it was Choice Scarf. So do you maybe go to... Yeah, he's taking his time. He's taking his time. He does go to Dragapult. Now, I don't think it is Choice Scarf Kartana. I don't think it's Choice Scarf. Yeah, it's not Choice Scarf Kartana. Now, Feeny can... Special Defense drop doesn't matter. Now, Feeny can Moonblast here. And if you're Theo, this is a chance to KO. I think if you're Theo, you take the chance that maybe you'll die, but you have to go for it, I feel like. You have to go for the chance that you will die here. You have to go for the chance right now. And from Hayburner's point of view, even if he doesn't KO, he's happy because Weavile can Revenge Kill with Ice Shard. So Hayburner is always going to Moonblast. If it KOs or not, ooh, Heatran, okay. Ooh, he gets predicted. Ooh, the game's over now. Tapu Fini can switch out and then spam Moonblast to win the game. Game's over. He made the prediction. Now Tapu Fini's going to come back, and Canada's going to win the game. It'll be back to 2-1. Yeah, Scarf Tapu Fini's going to finish it.